What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we got a reaction to Ocean Color Scene and their top 10 songs brought to us by my friend, longtime supporter and patron of the channel, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate all you bring. Appreciate all the patrons. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out the Patreon link below or the Patreon link on the end screen when this video is done. Well, let's jump into these guys. Richard says one of the top Brit pop bands of the era. Don't think they've featured on the channel before. Paul Weller was a big fan and helped the band in the early days, which I'll talk about in a second. Richard is correct. They not only have not featured on this channel, I've never even heard of them, let alone heard of the song. So when I did this research, I was amazed at how popular they were in the UK, and I've never even heard of them at all in the States, but that's kind of what I'm finding, especially when I dig into these groups that are from the 90s. So a little background on them, in case you're like me and don't know anything about them. Ocean Color Scene, often abbreviated to OCS, are an English rock band formed in 1989. They had 5 top 10 albums, including a number 1 in 1997. They also achieved 17 top 40 hits and 6 top 10 singles. They were formed after 2 other bands called The Boys and Fanatics disbanded. Talking about Weller, Richard mentioned it. In 1993, Paul Weller invited the band to support him on some dates of his tour. On the back of these performances, Weller invited guitarist Steve Craddock to play on one of his singles and vocalist Simon Fowler to sing on his album, Wild Wood. Excellent album, by the way. Craddock was asked to play live with Weller on the tour, and the money Craddock made kept the band afloat during this time. Weller's great. We got a bunch of the Jam albums up. Check those out later. The band recorded a demo that was sent to various industry figures after that. After hearing this tape, Noel Gallagher invited the band to play with Oasis on their 1995 tour when they were as big as it gets. We got a ton of Oasis up on the channel. This support slot brought OCS to the attention of more record labels, and eventually in late 95, the band signed with MCA Records. So that's really all I could find on them. There's not a lot of info out there on them. Just a little reminder, I'm not going to have the music in the video, but click on the Vimeo link below. You can watch along with me. Also have the lyrics up. Let's get this thing started. First song up, You See It Below. You've Got It Bad from the Mosley Shoals album in 1996, their second album. It's the second single off that album. Went to number 7 in the UK, so I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, Richard. You've Got It Bad. Really nice song. I think the guitar work on there, I mentioned it by Steve Craddock, was fantastic. And that ending drumming solo there from Oscar Harrison was fantastic. Simon on the vocals was nice. You got Damon Minchella on the bass. Always on this kind of music on Britpop, the bass hardly ever takes, front stage. You don't even notice it in a lot of songs, but it's a necessary thing to give you that soundscape. The song itself, I kept looking at these lyrics and looking at I don't really know what it's about. I mean, I'll just tell you guys what I don't know. If I could hold you, where would you belong? Sitting here to reason how the world's gone wrong. And if I could listen to half the words you say, would your pathway glisten and help you on your way? Oh, you've got it bad, but you'd never expect cover. Oh, you've got it bad, worse than any other. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's over a fractured relationship, but who the heck knows? It's a good sounding song, and oftentimes, especially, not especially in this genre, but in several genres of the 90s, the lyrics aren't that important, but really good way to kick this thing off. Up to the next track, you see it below. Profit in Peace from the Modern album in 1999, their 4th album. This was the first single and also the album opener. Profit in Peace, don't have to guess what that song's about. Fantastic song. I don't necessarily know that I like the way the coda went. It's the outro there a little bit. I mean, it's fine, but I think they maybe could have exited just a little bit earlier, but I mean, it wasn't a long song or anything like that. This song is pretty obvious. Profit and peace until the day we're all gone from this earth. There's never going to be any profit and peace. Wars, the war machine, Dylan talked about it all the time in the 60s. It's very profitable, and that's what Ocean Color Scene's talking about. All the people in their broken homes don't want to fight no more. All the people nursing shattered bones don't want to fight no more. But there's no profit and peace, so we got to fight some more. And then after the second verse, there's no profit and peace, boys. We got to fight some more. And then there's that, hey, we don't want to fight no more. There's no profit in what you want, so we must fight some more. There's no profit in never being right, so we must fight some more. But there is profit in the land you own, so we must fight some more. And then lastly, that there's profit in the love of hate, so we must fight some more. So, I mean, a really well done song. The message is absolutely fantastic and spot on. The people that make the decisions to go to war aren't the ones going, right? They send the young men and women to go fight those battles while they sit back and watch on a map. So, great song. Next up at number 8, Up on the Downside for Mechanical Wonder in 2001. Their 5th album and last one to chart in the top 10 in the UK. This was a single. Up on the Downside, just another fantastic tune. Steve's guitar work on there is fantastic. It mimics the melody on the song. I mean, it's just so good, man. You know, the song itself, I don't really know again. You know, this England made me between the war and rockets flying, and from the crib it saves me and teaches me right and wrong. The world was talking, it's never got a chance to say. Because too much talking, nobody hears a word you say. That's some wisdom right there. That is very true. Choose your words wisely, right? Then people know you're saying something important. Then the chorus, you won't see and baby, now I won't hear. These blind communications only last throughout the year. And half of what we're saying is halfway inner truth. And blind communications for a million hearts and fools. And it just kind of goes on and plays off of that motif. Verse 3, like, hello Monday, the weekend's just a blur. Isn't that the truth, man? Weekend's done. You're like, oh no, we're back at it. I've been burning bridges and now I'm begging at your door. So keep on working because it's a chance for me to play. Too much talking when you believe the words I say. So really did enjoy that one. You know, I can tell because I've done this long enough and shot enough videos. I can tell, I would say 95% of the time when I do a research for either an album or a top 10 list, whether I'm going to like the artist, right? Especially on a top 10 list, whether I'm going to like the artist is from the things that I come across in the research. And I figured I would really like this, and I do. So now we're going to move to the only song not on Spotify. We got Traveler's Tune from the Marching Already album in 1997, their third album. American soul singer P.P. Arnold provides additional vocals on this track. Second single went to 5 in the UK. So this album, Marching Already, is not on American Spotify, right? Which is weird. So there's a couple other songs from this that I found on 21, the box set. But this song, it didn't seem like it was the same version. I wasn't absolutely sure. I always hate when it doesn't happen very often when you get the wrong version of a song. So I just went to their official YouTube. So I'm just going to, it's just audio, but I'm just going to pull it off of there. But that's why you're not going to see the Spotify bar. Traveler's Tune, I mean, Steve's guitar work was fantastic. As usual, you know, this got away, I think, from the Britpop sound. I don't think this all sounds like Britpop anyway, but I think it got away. You know, this sounded more like something I could, if you're familiar with them, John Mellencamp would have done in like the 90s, save for that kind of guitar solo at the end. But really did enjoy it. I thought Simon was fantastic. P.P. Arnold and those additional vocals that came in during the chorus was a great touch. And, you know, I think it is what it is. The Travelers team talking about doing different things. You dressed in, buttoned in your favorite coat, stepping out to a different world. In that chorus, she comes in with it. But if you find yourself standing on the corner while you're thinking of a different world, you might see me waiting on the corner, staring through you in your different world. It's about if he could swim, he'd go out and find his boat, sail away to his favorite coast. You know, and it turns into kind of a little bit of a love song in verse 3. So where do we go? Like two Christophers in the snow. Yeah, we're blind, but we want to know just to say I love you, and all of our lives will sail through the suns and moons to sing our Traveler's Tune, just to say I love you, and then a couple finishes with the chorus. So a different sounding song in a really good way. So now up to number 6 from that album again, but I Marching Already in 1997, but I have found it on Spotify. 100 Mile City. It's the album opener, lead single 4 in the UK, becoming the band's most successful single on the UK singles chart, and their second most successful in terms of number of weeks spent in the top 75, staying in for 7 weeks. Also their first single to chart in Ireland and the Netherlands, peaking at numbers 15 and 98 respectively. 100 Miles High City. I think the musical performance on there, the musicianship and the arrangement was the most complex and the best so far. It wasn't my favorite song so far, but I thought Craddock played the guitar and the piano. And I mean, Simon's on guitar as well. Damon's bass came in there, and Oscar's drummer. I just say that was the tightest song musicianship-wise, just by the way that it was arranged. I think it was a good song. Like I said, it's not going to be one of my favorites. It has a different kind of sound. Not in a bad way. It shows you these guys were very, very varied. Not exactly the best choice of words there, but I get a need, and I'm wanting to please it. I got a face, and I'm wanting to feel it. The more I feel, the more that I need it. The more I need is the less I believe it. Just that was so that was so catchy, and it just came in. So we did the chorus 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? And that guitar break in there was fantastic. So really good one there. Now already to the top half of this list, we got Robin Hood. It was a single later on you can find on the deluxe edition of the Mosley Shoals album in 1996. Robin Hood, I think Simon's best performance, both vocally, and I would imagine he's the one on the acoustic because of the other songs I've seen, the musicianship credits give him acoustic. Steve's got the electric. So a really good song. Starts out when you're starting to choke, take some pills with your Coke. It's inspirational. But the very last line is when you're starting to choke, take some pills with your Coke. It's hysterical. So I just thought they bookended that nicely. When your life is a mess, light one more cigarette. It's so logical. And then Well, it's something your mother can't abide, but it's something that I freely prescribe. Take yourself for a ride. I never felt so good as the night you and I played Robin Hood, stealing from the back rooms of our minds, remembering a time when we were fine, a time I thought we left behind. When you're starting to cry, come and sit by my side. I will love you so. When the nightmares come, I will try to be fun, even though I'm scared. I'm so scared, So, I mean, I think it's about drug use. I mean, it's kind of a basic premise there, right? As you read the lyrics, it can be about something more complex than that, but just telling her, I'm going to be here for you as we go through the trip together. Could be something else. You guys they're super fans may know better than me, but I really enjoy it. I mean, the raw vocals, right? The raw vocal performance from Simon was so, so good. Now up to number 4, July. We're going with the new single version from the Greatest Hits album 21. It's from the Modern album in 1999. Released in June of 2000 as a double A side with I Am the News. The single reached number 31 on the UK singles chart, 41 in Ireland. It's the third and final single released from this album. The song is based on an earlier song called Winter in July. I thought that, Damon got to shine a little bit on bass. I thought him and Oscar, I thought the rhythm section was fantastic on this. The longer the song went on, the more I enjoyed it. I don't know if it's about depression or drug use. That's the two things I'm going with. It's warm outside, but I can hear the snow falling on my window. I had to go away to somewhere deeper down. I know it's my mistake to take off out of this town, and June becomes July. So I don't know if he's taking off literally or figuratively. This road's on fire. My train's running slow. It rains against my window. I had to get away to somewhere no one knows. So I don't know, man. I mean, he even could be suicidal. The air is thin when you're above the clouds. I see them from my window. It's strange to get away now to somewhere no one goes. I know it's my mistake, but I don't even know now. And June becomes July. So I think it's a really heavy song that's wrapped up in kind of a nice, upbeat, wonderfully done, arranged song. So I'd be curious to those of you that know about this song. What is this song about, or what is your take on it? Now to number 3 on Richard's Ocean Color Scene Top 10 songs. We got The Day We Caught the Train from Mosley Shoals in 1996. Third single, also went to number 4 in the UK. The Day We Caught the Train, just really, really catchy, really well done. I'm a broken record, but I mean, the musicianship on all these songs are fantastic. Once again, I think it's a drug song, boys and girls. I never saw it at the start. It's more of a change of heart, rapping on the windows, whistling down the chimney pipe, blowing off the dust in the room where I forgot. I laid my plans in solid rock. You and I should just ride the coast and wind up in our favorite coach just miles away. Roll a number, write another song like Jimmy heard the day he caught the train. So little shout out to Quadrophenia, the Who's movie there. He sips another rum and coke and told a dirty joke, walking like Groucho. I'll miss the crush and I'm home again, stepping through the door while the night in store, while just an hour away. So I don't know, maybe it's not a drug song. I don't know. You and I should ride the tracks and find ourselves just waiting through tomorrow. You and I, when we're coming down, we're only getting back, and I feel no sorrow. And then the outro just repeats over and over. When you find that things are getting wild, don't you want days like these? So they either literally got on a train, cruised around, enjoyed everything, got away from everything, or they're doing some drugs and got away from everything. Either way, really well done song. Good choice for number 3. Now up to number 2 from Marching Already Again in 1997. We got Better Day. Third single, went to 9 in the UK. Better Day. Fantastic song. Felt some Beatles influence on this one too. I thought the Beatles influence was heavy on the last song, The Day We Caught the Train, but I thought it was in here too. I hadn't heard any other songs before this, but a little vocal treatment, just the way it went. And once again, I'm not going to sit here and try to wax philosophically on what these lyrics are about. It could be really about anything. Sonny signed his name up for tomorrow and laughed with all his friends. And all the little men who borrow tunes they heard just yesterday. Davey got us down, but we got away, and drank all the days that we had whiled away, just playing Robin Hood a little out of face. And that could be to themselves, right? About themselves. And, the music business, but could be anything. And then the nightmares come and you get blown away, and up in your room, your walls are cold. You find your head is holding out for the welcome of a better day. And when the nightmares come and you get blown away, and up in your room, your walls are getting colder, like you're getting on a roller coaster. You can't find the brakes. So you're going through depression, worry, drug use, who knows, guys. But I think verse 2 is interesting. So Stevie burned the sky when he flew away and left us things to say. When all the world was falling down around our shoulders, cold and gray, Harry carried on in his usual way, and Minnie went inside. He came out once, and we both cried, and Minnie blew my head away. So there's some stuff going on in this song. I have no idea. All I know about this is that it is fantastic. And here we are. We're at number 1 on Richard's top 10 ocean color scene songs. We got the Riverboat song from Mosley Shoals. We started from a song from Mosley Shoals in 1996 as our number 10 song. We're going to end it that way too. The song's heavily influenced by Led Zeppelin's 4 Sticks, from which it takes its main riff and a number of lyrics. It's popularized by Radio 1 DJ Chris Evans, who played it frequently on his radio shows and to introduce guests on his television program TFI Friday. 15 in the UK, 37 in New Zealand. Look, we got all the Zepp stuff up on the channel, man, so I wonder how familiar this will sound. The Riverboat song, based on a lot of 4 Sticks from Led Zepp, which of course is from Led Zepp 4, where it was named that way because Bonham was using 2 sets of drumsticks. Only my man Bonham could do that. Well, I mean, Keith Moon probably could have done it as well, but I know that song they had a really hard time filming or recording in the studio, and they only ever played it once in concert. So a good song to cover here. And in that kind of mold, the instrumentation on here was the best of any song on here. Everybody got to shine, guitar, bass, and drumming, and just kind of a little funkiness to it, a little psychedelia to it. So a really good choice for Richard's number 1 song on the Ocean Color Scene Top 10. Now we get to my favorite tracks. I told you about 3 songs through that I knew I was going to like this. I really like this. So like I said, I've never heard of these guys. My honorable mentions, Traveler's Tune, the one where P.P. Arnold comes in on the chorus part. Thought that was fantastic. The Day We Caught the Train. And then my favorites, Prophet in Peace. Fantastic song about, the rigors and the uselessness of war in most cases. Robin Hood. And then Better Day, our number 2 song. Fantastic, but I could have chose almost any song on here. So once again, thank you, Richard. Guys, let me know what you think of this list below. Let me know what your favorite songs are, what else you might include, what else I should maybe check out from these guys. But until next time, guys, I will see you.